one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we'll start this commissioner meeting, February 6th. First item up for discussion is the approval of minutes from regular meeting on January 17th.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Got a motion by Jamie, I'll second. So got a motion by Jamie, second by Grant for the approval of minutes for the regular meeting January 17th. All in favor? Aye. Next up, we have the approval of minutes from the special meeting on January 25th.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second. I've got a motion by Jamie, second by Grant for the approval of minutes from the special meeting on January 25th. All in favor?
Aye.
And we've got approval of claims.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Got a motion by Jamie, I'll second that motion. Got a motion by Jamie, second by Grant to approve claims. All in favor? Aye. First order of business is the update from Superintendent Chunks.
We've been maintaining all the gravel in the county since all the snow has had, they're all full, so some on those. We repaired a slip on Glenbury, District 1 did that last week. And then fixed some washouts around the small structures with the rain, all the rain it had. We're working on a slip on the Cruise Ridge, it was pretty bad shape, it dropped about a foot all the way across, we dug it out, and this was gravel for now, so people wouldn't turn the car, it was pretty bad shape. Guys been cleaning out culverts, of course, you know, we had snow removal. We replaced the pipe on Lake Geneva last week with a 4-foot plastic pipe, which is probably the first one in the county there. Have to say is what that'll do. I think it's $35 $100, but that'll be saved.
Great.
Good savings for the taxpayers. We had the grader together, started up, and we had low range wasn't working. So we called Murphy Tractor to come down and check it out, it's low pressure. We tore it down again, and the back clutch pipes are out of it. So we got that ordered, we should have it together next week. We'll have to cancel it.
How much was that cost back?
$8,700. Right now, we've got about 15,000 in parts in the grader. Murphy's wanting 80 to 100 fixes.
Right.
We're way ahead.
So we're gonna be 23, 25.
Yeah, so if it, if it lasts a year or two, we'd come out ahead on that. I have called two, gentlemen for quotes from Evans Hill, haven't had nothing back yet. And we've been changing the tires on the mowing tractor, getting ready for spring mowing. And I have a DNR gentleman coming Wednesday to meet with me, we're gonna go around and look at some of the equipment, maybe we can help me, what I can or cannot do. In some areas. I think it's told us,
Yeah, no, we had them.
We've got several slips in the county that we can straighten out on the side of the road, they're not ready to fall off. Temporary fix, keep people falling, real instant.
Yep.
What did you find out on the one for health play?
We're gonna dig what hasn't been done before we have some. Some of it had, part of it hadn't been done, part of it had. Yeah, we are going to see what's just going on. All that last week.
And you currently have one position to fill or two?
Like 2 new guys started today for us.
Okay. So now you'll have one,
I'm a mechanic.
which is mechanic.
Yes. 2 new guys started today, and Vernon Martin's also back today.
He's the guy that does the bit, whatever it's called.
That's him.
On that, fancy pothole machine we got, right? This is the refurb one we got last year.
And on that note, I was having my road supervisor from the train about 8 corner, and I'm just waiting on Vernon to get back. It's so cold, that he can't use it. So.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
That's what happened. 3 or 4 folks that are not trained on it. Okay, great. Okay. Moving on, next item is Under old business is planning and zoning ordinances, Mr. John Knoll.
Thank you. I know you're busy, so I'll be as brief as possible. Switzerland County Park Board's in good hands because Sandy got reelected and I'm the new president. We're still going ahead with our camera project at Markland Park, as suggested in 2021 by Brian, our sheriff. We're waiting H&B Incorporated to actually install the cameras and complete the project this month. Sheriff's Department would be able to read license plates in the near future because they thought there was some illegal activities going on in the last few years. Also, Gaylor Electric has been parked at our Bryans Creek Park for the last year, and they exited in December, and they left a nice layer of gravel, so our entire parking lot looks good now. The change didn't cost the county anything. Let's see, to further save you money, we opened bids on grass maintenance at Patriot Park and took the low bid from a local contractor. The town of Patriot said they cut the grass, it cost them $11 a minute. We think we could go for a lot less than that. Also, Rivertown Construction of Newburgh, Indiana is redecking the bridge adjacent to our park in Patriot, and since December has been storing a large amount of building material on park property. So it's not only right away of the state highway, but it's also in our park. I wonder if they've written a letter or if they've called the commissioners and given them permission to do this.
Who is it?
Newburgh Construction, I'm sorry, Rivertown Construction, Newburgh, Indiana. Okay.
I'm not
Okay, we have a board meeting for the park, on Thursday night this week. Does that bother you or not?
Well, just being made aware of it.
Well, I mean, it's your park. I mean, it doesn't
Absolutely.
bother you, I guess it doesn't bother us.
No, they absolutely need to have permission for that, as we've done with other parks and other utilities and building construction.
Okay, like I said, it's, you know, it varies between 10 and 20 feet for right of way, and they're way beyond that. They've got steel beams there and piles of lumber and such. So should I get some information to Susan and have her get in contact with them?
John, where'd you say he was out of?
Newburgh, Indiana, right on the river, right?
Rivertown Construction.
Rivertown, yeah, I think it's one word, Rivertown Construction, and there's a lot of subcontractors also. Do I have time to go further or not?
Please.
Okay. Let's see, last Thursday, the town of Beebe consulted with their attorneys about 5 unsafe buildings in Beebe. I'll believe that when I see it. The person was fined $3,500 for not cleaning up their mobile home, in Patriot, December 20th. Has 90 days to clean up the property with court costs and all. It's gone from $3,500 to $8,000 now. And I went by there the other day and she hasn't cleaned it up at all. March 7th, different mobile home in Patriot that's in deplorable condition, right at the four-way stop. At a derelict home on Columbia Street, it should be ordered to be sold at a sheriff's sale. March 7th, they'll be going to court on that. And that's it. I'll sit down and shut up.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Okay, next up on our new business, we have some asphalt bids, for 5 different roads. Is it one, how are they actually?
They're individually, there's 4 different bids,
We've got 5 roads, but there's 4
different companies.
different companies with their bid for each of the 5.
Is that a summary?
This is a blank summary.
So Harley created one for each road,
Okay.
so that you could put the amount
we can
down,
start.
and there's one for Dale too, if you want to
Give you
track
these,
it.
or-
Oh, there's one for each road. Yeah, you
Right,
can open them
there's-
all.
there's
There's
5
5 of
different
them.
roads.
All at once, or do you want, what do you want?
Just go with one road at a time.
One at a time, we'll start opening.
Just give
Do
it.
you want to open them, or should I?
I can do it. Thank you. One more. So, is this, so this is for Boulder.
Oh, no.
So this is Louisville paving.
Do you need,
No, I don't need it,
Right,
I
right,
don't
right.
have to keep track of this.
1, 2, 1, 3, 4.
He's still throwing more of them here, so I don't know what
I
we're
know, I
doing. No, sorry.
So there's
So,
2 of each, so here.
Bill.
I should, you should have all.
Okay.
there should be,
So
so you guys
here's
should
Boulder.
have 5 sheets, one for each road.
These are different roads.
Four, right?
5.
Oh, here's the silver. So this is the one that you were, okay. So I've got Louisville paving, Bulger. Right? Okay, again, this was Louisville paving for Bulger Tap Road. $328,045.50.
$04550.
Correct. Did you have an order, Gail, you want to pass these, you have all of the folders? Okay. So next up, we have Paul H. Rowe Company. $279,342.65. Did you have space for any other detail you want to put us on?
She's got other stuff on here, but I don't know that we need. I think it's just checklist for her.
Yep.
Bonds.
Okay, then we have All Star Paving, Inc. $329,228.75. And then I have Dave O'Mara. $260,727.12. So that rounds out. that
So
one.
basically, the two lowest are Dave O'Mara being the lowest at $267.27.12, and Paul H. Rowe at $279,342.65. The community crossings award for that road was $281,370. So two of them are actually even over the awarded amount.
Okay.
So I'd make a motion to approve Dave O'Mara, for Bulger Tap Road in the amount of $260,727.12.
I will second that motion. So we got a motion by Jamie, second by myself to approve Dave O'Mara for Bulger Tap Road. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Denise will get done this year. Where's Ronnie at?
Get that out of our way.
Okay, so next up, we've got Red Hog Pike. First up will be Louisville Paving. First bid is $215,501.20. Next up, we have Dave O'Mara. $142,645.00.
Didn't throw the 12 cents on that one.
I forgot the eye sound of the crew.
this is All Star Paving, $187,510.00. The last bid from Paul H. Rowe. $158,830.00.
So on this one, the community crossing, award was 145,580. We only have one bid that is, under that amount, and that's Dave O'Mara, in the amount of 142,645. So with that said, I'll make a motion to award Red Hawk Pipe to Dave O'Mara Construction in the amount of 142,645.
I'll second that motion. So I got a motion by Jamie, second by Grant to approve Dave O'Mara to Red Hawk Pike. All in favor?
Aye.
Plum Creek.
Which one we got? Plum Creek? And the first one I've got here is All Star Paving. All Star Paving for Red Hawk Pike. No. Did I say that right? No. Plum Creek, sorry. Plum Creek. $146,575.00 from All Star Paving. Next up is Dave O'Mara. $111,366.00. Next up is Louisville Paving. In the amount of $160,545.80. And the last one is Paul Rowe. $129,425.00.
So this one's a little bit different. The community crossings was only 63,600, but it's because we exceeded, the 1 million total, in our submissions of the county. We'll have to include an additional $23,683.77 in our match. But with that said, again, only one came in under, that amount, which was $116,380, and that is Dave O'Mara in the amount of $111,366. So I'll make a motion to award Plum Creek Road, to Dave O'Mara in the amount of $111,366.
I'll second that motion. So we got a motion by Jamie, second by Grant to award repair of Plum Creek Road to Dave O'Mara. All in favor?
Aye.
Two more to go. Okay, first, let's see what we got, Elam Road, and first up is Louisville Paving. $274,195.80. Next up is Paul Rowe. $190,425.
$425.
$0. Dave O'Mara. $173,295.00. And All Star Paving.
No, I put All Star Paving, or local paving, All Star Paving. I'm good.
So this one is All Star Paving for Elam Road, $234,480.
So the community crossings award for Elam Road was $187,950, consistent with the other three. One contractor came in at or below the $187,950, that was Dave O'Mara at $173,295. I'll make a motion to award Elam Road to Dave O'Mara in the amount of $173,295.
I will second that motion. So I got a motion by Jamie, second by Grant to award Elam Road to Dave O'Mara. All in favor?
Aye. So before we go any further, what if we do these as one big package, can we get a better deal?
Yeah, you get less mow, because there's a chance if we got only one of them, we'd have to mow for it only, so I'd recommend that. I'm gonna take on savings, mobilization cost, yeah. And the bigger the job, more application for us, so. That's how the grant was, Carla asked the
Was
question I asked.
Mm.
And that's how we wrote the grant, so that's how it has to be awarded.
That's what I understood.
You follow, she followed the rules, you followed the
Oh,
rules.
CCMG,
So,
right.
but you can do it both ways.
Oh, you can?
You can't combine them.
After
Okay.
the fact.
I've seen your own money you could, you go, I want a low bidder for a road, or I'll lump them all together, and one or who's got the lowest bid. But with this community crossing, you get one or the other.
I see.
So the last one we've got is Soapville Road. First up is Louisville Paving.
Try to write this little babysit also.
$128,283. Next up is Paul Rowe. $91,325. All Star Paving. $114,245.00. And Dave O'Mara.
Just guess.
$80,186.00.
Community Crossings Award for Soapville Road was $86,240. Dave Omar's low bidder at $80,186. I'll make a motion to award to Dave Omara Contracting in the amount of $80,186.
I will second that motion. Got a motion from Jamie, second by Grant to approve repair of Soapville Road to Dave O'Mara. All in favor?
Aye.
Alright. Next up, HVAC vendor EDI, Tom Martini.
That's not what they need.
You wanna step up to the mic here?
Doesn't know what to expect.
Yeah. Keep it easy. Is that one, is that mic on?
It should be.
I have no idea.
It sure is.
Yeah.
Yep, that's all we need. Thank you,
Okay,
Peter.
not sure about these here.
So we've got your proposal. Why don't you talk us through, the proposal, your bid, the scope, and what kind of tells about your.
Sorry.
It's working now.
Sorry, guys.
Okay, so we're basically a mechanical contractor. We've been in business for 26 years, and we do all manner of HVAC as far as control. We have a PVC control group, a mechanical group, which does installation, mainly retrofit type work. And we also do PMs, which is what we propose to do here. And the PM that you guys had before, we bid it similarly to come in and clean the coils 2 times a year. And then I spoke with the maintenance staff about cycling valves, and we go through and grease bearings and check belts, hand draws. We check superheat to subcooling, which a lot of companies don't do. And I think it just basically protects the equipment a lot more if you keep an eye on that kind of stuff and keep a record.
And I think, Suzie, there was one piece, was that the coils or something that was not being done, or that was like the added cost that we were getting right now?
Stroking the valve.
Oh,
Yes.
stroking the valves, yeah. And that you, I think, included in this, correct?
Yes, that is included.
And then you guys are doing some of the other counties, or some of your other?
Dearborn.
Dearborn County, we've been doing Dearborn County for probably 10 plus years now.
Okay.
We work with Eric Hartman down there. I'm not sure if you're familiar
He's
with
their,
him or not.
head maintenance supervisor in
Okay.
Dearborn County. They
Yeah.
have about 8 buildings, I believe, is when I
Yes.
talked to Eric, they said they have about 8 buildings that they service.
Yep, and then we also do Boone County. We've been working with them on and off for a couple of years. We don't do any maintenance type work out there, that's why they list them as a rec. But we have installed rooftop units and a control system for them as well.
Okay.
Here's some of your other customers, Tom.
Well, we have Mercy Montessori Center. We do a lot of the Holiday Inns, like the Holiday Inn Eastgate, Holiday Inn River Center, Holiday Inn Airport. We do a lot of the Marriott hotels. We do like Western Hills Retirement Village. I'm not sure if you're familiar with them, but they own quite a few buildings. It's basically retirement homes. And we mainly work on, I would say, chillers anywhere from 200 tons and under, and then we do boilers from 250 horsepower and under.
Okay. Where are you based out of?
Cincinnati, Ohio, we're on River Road.
Okay.
It's kind of where, you know where Delhi is in Bridgetown? Right around that area. It is a little bit of a drive to get here, but we do try to honor a 2-hour response time. If you guys have an emergency situation, we'll try to get out here as quick as possible.
How many?
Most people have emergencies when it's extremely cold, so it's kind of hard, but we do our best.
How many technicians do you have?
I have 11 technicians and then 4 people in the office.
Great. I think I would have been through this. We were, I think, listed. Suzie did a great job of doing a comparison of a couple different agencies, so we could try to get you in here, and obviously being a new vendor, we want to have you come and kind of present that. But I think we definitely saw some of the value and the cost savings from an overall contract. So with that, I would make a motion to approve EDI Inc., the 2023 PM proposal for rent and maintenance in Switzerland County.
In the amount of
Sorry.
$14,974.
Yep.
To be paid quarterly.
Yep.
Next,
It should have been,
third from the list.
should have the yellow sticker on
Yeah,
it,
the
we need to
signature
sign
page.
it, on the signature page, right?
And that will be for the amount of $14,974 to be paid quarterly in installments of $37.43.
I'll second the motion.
Got a motion by myself, second by Jamie to approve EDI Inc. to the 2023 preventive maintenance contract for Switzerland County in the amount of $14,974. All in favor? Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
I will
you.
get you a signed copy.
Okay.
I'll scan it in and email it to you, if that's okay.
Okay, that's perfect.
Perfect.
Yep, and then is this just an annual contract? Does it renew every year? Is that how you're gonna?
That's how we've done it in the past.
We'll have to
Okay.
award it every year.
Okay, gotcha.
So
Okay.
you'll rebid it again next year if you're interested.
Okay, yep, perfect. All right.
Is this where you need me here?
Yes, that's,
Okay.
that's where we're.
I don't know if you needed this because. Okay.
Contact information, Shane and Jeff Colbert, whenever you have service or issues, then we'll get somebody out there as soon as possible.
Thank you. Alright, thanks, Tom. Alright, next up is the 2023 fire protection contract renewal. Ursula Llewellyn.
Oh, I've got a copy. Just give, they have a copy as well, but if you wanna sign, I don't know if you.
Got one signed.
Yeah, you want one for them to sign.
Okay. This is the same thing.
Yeah, one is signed.
Okay.
Sign initials and all that fun stuff. My name is Herschel Llewellyn, owner of Firearm Security Technologies. We've been providing service for 12 years. We always maintain the price the same. The only thing we don't have control over, of course, is material, but labor stayed the same, services have stayed the same, so that's amazing in our industry. We provide services for the courthouse, the jail, the health department, the county education technology center, the county highway department, the county animal shelter, and emergency response EMS. The courthouse has annual sprinkler inspections, firearm inspections, extinguishers, emergency lights, exit signs, and the jail has the same, and the health department has all the same services, and so does the technology center. The highway department has just the extinguishers, that also includes all the equipment, their mowing machines and all those have the same thing with the jail. They have also includes all the cars when they bring them all in. And then the animal clinic has the same services, the exit signs and emergency lights and exits, and same thing with the emergency response. And then we also provide the monitoring, which is required. The jail is actually monitored by not one dispatch already there, but the courthouse, the health department, and the technology center are all monitored by our monitoring service. And we also maintain the same hourly rate of $85, and then we also maintain 30% markup on our cost of the material. And that pretty much covers everything. And then of course we're on call and try to give same-day service. If it's an emergency, we're always make sure it happens within 4 hours, but sometimes sooner. But we've always been very responsive.
And I think that did you allude to it, or you mentioned at the beginning, both your hourly rate and the contract, or the
It's-
annual
it
rate
stays the
remains the
same.
same?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
The only thing that's changed is when they brought UMS on, of course, I know that you guys are just a small facility for that bit.
Okay.
And then they also took the, what was that, the senior citizen building.
All the Jack
Jack,
Sullivan.
I always call it Jack Russell, but Jack
Jack
Sullivan.
Sullivan.
For the dog. Other than that, everything's the same, yes, sir.
And this is a once a year inspection.
Yeah, inspection and of course, the availability of the service, and that applies for all the services, so.
I'm gonna do it. So it looks like in the term shows the 2/6 to 2/5/2024.
Yes, sir. Okay. We normally do it a month early, but there were it's been a busy year.
Okay.
It was trying to get pushed back a little bit, but.
I go ahead and make a motion to approve Fast Fire Alarm Security and Technologies LLC for the service agreement of Switzerland County facilities, including the courthouse, jail, health department, county education technologies, county highway department, animal shelter, and emergency response in the amount of $7,155 for a term of 2/6/23 to 2/5/24.
I'll second the motion.
And then grant that one has multiple initials that
I
don't.
did see that.
Yeah, every page, yeah.
So I've got a motion by myself, a second by Jamie, to approve Fast Fire Alarm Security Technology LLC for the service of 7 Switzerland County facilities. All in favor? Aye. Okay.
Thank you.
And then you want to take it, so then you'll get a
Well,
copy.
Herschel, as long as you, is it
Yeah.
okay if I scan it?
Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
Just so we have our.
Yeah,
our
it's just,
electronic copy?
yeah, from now on, it's fine, we're always good like that.
All right, perfect.
Thank you very much.
I'll scan it and email it to you first thing in the morning, then,
Appreciate
okay?
it. Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Appreciate it. Thanks for your time.
All right, next up, we've got a YMCA update from Sarah Victor.
Yes.
Thank you. I'll be real fast. Last time I was here, I presented about numbers and all that stuff, and you wanted numbers of your county employees. So I counted them. And what I got was, in the last 6 months, about 40 families, and I didn't look at how many people in each family, but 40 families visited the YMCA 753 times for an average of 19 times per family. Obviously, that gives me track of how it was. As long as I'm here, I'll update you, let you know. I've written a grant for Wirelines for 3 years, for $140,000 for youth staff, and then trying to get more low-income into Y. So if we're successful, and we'll find out March 6th, we could probably use some help with scholarships for our one company. Besides that, we have a bunch of new staff, and we're trying to reinvigorate the line. Any questions?
Numbers.
I'm just doing quick math, I guess.
I could give you the sheet, but it's really tiny.
How many total county employees are eligible, do you know, and their families?
I think they're
It's
pretty
about
much,
140 maybe?
yeah, they're
That's
pretty much
just,
all eligible.
Employees, not including their families,
Right, it would just be
Right.
employee numbers, right? I mean, Gail, do you know of a
I think
difference?
it's just 150.
Is it closer to 150? And it's part-time and full-time, so it's
Right.
everyone. is a 150, if you want it.
And your 40 family number is, so any unique employee that visited over the last 6 months with their
Yeah.
family would have counted?
Yeah, that's what the readout was, and that's why I didn't have it last time, because it's all. And George had some other numbers, but he's in California, he sent them to me, I good numbers, so I'll wait till he comes back to me.
Okay,
So-
and then if he wants to send those, or if you guys wanna send it to him, you don't need to come,
Okay,
save you a visit.
okay, thanks.
Did you have any questions, James?
No,
Okay, thanks, Sarah. Okay, next up, we have the Southeastern Indiana Regional Planning Commission, 2 appointments to that board. We did, we've been advertising that one for a while. We do have 2 applicants, one being John Bond, and the second being Sarah Brichto.
There should be very.
Yep.
make a motion to appoint John Bond and Sarah Brichto to the Southeastern Indiana Regional Planning Commission.
I will second that motion. Got a motion by Jamie, a second by Grant to approve both John Bond and Sarah Brichto to the Southeastern Indiana Regional Planning Commission. All in favor? Aye. Thank you for applying there. Sarah. Next up, we have the cellular telephone ordinance revised to reflect changes to the SCER department.
And this is specifically the jet
Right,
packs.
so
Yes.
the devices or the units that, Megan used to have were not compatible with 5G, they were only compatible with 3G, so those are obsolete as of January 1, so she had to move to jetpacks. So that would add, 5 jetpacks, so we needed to update the ordinance to reflect those 5 jetpacks.
Okay.
And
One for
everything
each
else on
slot.
here is current.
To my knowledge, yes.
So then because it's a
How do we know who has a list of everybody that has a county cell phone?
It's on our Verizon bill, so it's on our Verizon bill, but we can certainly, if you wanna table this, we can certainly audit it and just make sure.
No, I just wanna make sure that we have how many we say we have.
The only thing that's not on a Verizon bill, now that I say that, is the jail and the sheriff, he's with AT&T, I think, but everyone else is with Verizon.
And then this is just what the ordinance allows for, doesn't mean they're being utilized, correct? Because we allow for a cell phone for the commissioner president that I do not take, and then I don't know if council
No.
president also does not take it. So the ordinance is set to provide if needed, right? But we're not necessarily utilizing all of those.
Is it possible that a former commissioner president had one and it's in somebody's desk somewhere and we're still paying for it?
It's not on the bill.
No. You need to look at the bill. I don't think so.
Does it come back with a name or just which phone number we're paying for?
It has the phone number, and some of them have names, some of them have titles. So like, I think Anthony's, his says actually his name, but for mine, it just says co-admin, county admin, it doesn't show a name.
So then can either Gail or Suzie, one of you just send me each a copy of the 2 bills and I'll
Copy of the bill.
confirm that what we're paying for matches what we have in our ordinance. The one thing I don't see on here, unless that's, well, maybe it is. Yeah, it's on there. My mistake. I was gonna say Wesley, but it's on there.
So then with this, being a revision, what's our rule on number of, we need to read it, not multiple times, which we can't go, we won't be able to do it.
We're not adopting a new ordinance,
So-
we're just,
But secondarily, do you wanna table this until you cross-check the list?
You wanna table until we,
probably be better.
That way we can cross-check it, and then also allow us to have all 3 of us present. Okay, so then we'll table the cell phone ordinance to our next meeting, which will be
February 21st, cause it's a.
February 21st. The
It's a
20th is a holiday. Okay.
This is being shown as a new ordinance, isn't it?
Well, it was a new ordinance when we had got, well, no, we revised it last October in 2022.
This should just be an amendment.
Not, cause it's got an ordinance number of 2-6.
Right.
But doesn't it get, so it doesn't get a new date when you amend it?
I don't know.
Cause cause this one, the one that we adopted in October 4th of 2021 got a new date, cause there was a previous one to this as well. It was, the previous one was from, 9/18 of 2006, and so,
So that's something else for us
Well, we can
to
ask.
check, I guess, because I would be of the opinion that since it's just an amendment, it doesn't require 3 readings or unanimous vote either one. But I could be completely wrong.
And the ordinance number actually would stay the same with the old ordinance, just with the revised.
Yeah, it
date.
should have a revision
Yeah, there should
box or
be.
something.
I would think the original ordinance number should be on there.
okay, so
I
really
just
that
went
should be,
by the town and all that, they just, with the revision number of,
so that actually should
That
be
should
the
be like
one
a
from.
26-2023 dash
whatever.
2-3 or maybe a
And
date.
it could be revision number, yeah.
Okay.
Not saying it's wrong, but I feel like it should have a original.
Okay.
Yeah, if it just says you're doing it every time, then how do you keep track of what the revisions were?
Established.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so then Susie, I've got 2, they're not on our agenda, but I've got a juror chair and
Yeah.
a tri-state.
And I need to get Jimmy,
paperwork in front of me.
Jimmy's up on the 3rd floor, let me tell him to come down here for his too, sorry, the time got away from me.
That's fine, we've got a couple of things we could do, but I'll let you send that out. Jamie, while she's doing that, do you wanna give a flood update?
Yeah, so I met with Department of Homeland Security today. Obviously, one of the questions I had for them was, when are we gonna know how much money we're gonna get so that we can start, doing some of the cleanup, fixing the bridges that are currently closed. I never got that answer. The purpose of their visit today was more to, provide assistance for the cleanup. So they're wanting to, in order to minimize what the state has to pay the county, and maybe that's not a good way of putting it. Maybe in order to maximize the amount of cleanup that gets done with the amount of money that's available, that's probably a better way to put it. They're wanting to, deploy some DOC people, Department of Corrections people down to help with debris cleanup, along with, keep wanting to say Corps of Engineers, but DNR, and then also the, basically Tom's counterpart at a higher level in Indianapolis. I think it was called the EOC, but I'm not.
The state level?
Yeah, I believe it was the EOC. So that was the main purpose of today's visit. Again, I thought it was to let us know where we was at in the process, how soon we find out how much money we would get and what it could be applied toward. But that decision hadn't been made yet. It was purely just to say, hey, we think that we can get more done by adding resources, giving you resources, along with money. But here's what, we need to see what we have to do in order to decide what resources we need to use. The only other update I'd give is Evans Hill Road, we did get, item approval, the permit approved. As you mentioned earlier, we're in the process of getting the bids, so hopefully we'll get those back and can get, round 2 of repairing Evans Hill Road, kicked off. I think that's all I have.
Okay. We'll go back then to the tri-state, Jimmy Haynes, we've got a quote for the interior work.
Jimmy, you wanna come up? They have,
And this is for the treasurer's office, or is it for the courthouse?
this is for, so the carpet in the treasurer's office,
Okay.
and then the second quote is for the walls in both the treasurer's office and the commissioner's room.
Yeah, this is
that
the one
have
I think
been-
that we,
That have some
Yeah,
water
got it.
damage.
yeah,
I tried to treat you right on that one.
Yeah, I think I had sent some feedback already on that one, so that might officially need a motion. I guess then talk us through the flooring and the interior work.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. First of all, how are you guys doing? Should be ready to go home. At first we were gonna, I actually originally quoted this for Luan, where we pulled the padding up, and there's actually Luan in there already. And in the vault, it's concrete. There's adhesive on both, it's dried out, so I'm gonna attempt to sand it down, just to smooth it out, and then I'll just put adhesive over top of that. I just don't think there's any sense in pulling Luan off and putting Luan on. That original quote was actually, excuse me, I'm sorry, it was actually $4,500, and that took $1,300 off of that. So
How many square feet is that office?
about 500.
And then we decided we're gonna match the carpet tiles, is that what we were doing?
I believe so, yes, sir.
That we were
You know,
doing?
whatever your selection is for the courtroom, then we would also just use that
Okay.
as for the
Yeah.
treasurer's office.
So then, is this quote would include the carpet tile cost, right?
Correct,
But
yes, sir.
It'll just be with a larger order for the rest of it.
Correct, yes, sir. Yep. And then also, there may need to be some transition pieces, or also going from the treasurer's room to the vault, I may have to put some linoleum there, because there's such a small clearance, and that linoleum will just match the carpet. Because there's not much, I'm not sure if there'll be enough clearance for me to put a carpet tile down and still be able to open and close that vault.
What's down there now, carpet? Is there carpet on there?
Linoleum.
And just
There's a half circle of linoleum. I mean, it may be fine, but I did put that in there just in case, just so you can see. It's not an extra cost, but, you know, just in case you walk in there and, well, why the crap isn't there carpet here? Well, that's why. There's just not much clearance there.
Is it vault anchored to the floor?
What do you mean?
Or you, when,
If
oh,
they just
it's a
call it the
walk-in?
vault, it's, the doors are
Oh.
to, but that's what he's talking about, the clearance.
So
Meaning the bottom of the door.
Yes, sir, I'm sorry I didn't make that clear, I apologize.
That's just what it's called.
And in there, it's just carpet on concrete. That's all that is.
Okay. Probably try to cut down on the height.
I thought somebody told me that all the vaults were concrete. I'm not sure. I have no idea. That's just what it is.
And then, so I think we already did the larger carpet, right? This is
for the
more like-
courtroom.
For the courtroom.
This would just be an addition.
Right, okay, and then Seminole, I don't recall from the payment terms, this one shows due on receipt, we do that for the other one as well.
Yeah, the payment terms did not change.
Got it. So that's allowing you to get, basically order the carpet?
I think the way that I did that was I broke that other one, once it was approved, I broke that other one up into basically material cost, and then just, you know, I paid whatever's left at the end, and I can do the same with that as well. I didn't break it down, but it's,
Yeah, okay, yeah, that would've been a much larger one, that's what I was just
It was
wondering.
probably 12,000 that we gave you the first
it's
time.
11 something, 11
I think it was 12, I think it was 12 for some reason.
That was the total, or was the
That's
first
what we
one?
gave you,
Material?
I assumed it was for the material, but I don't think it was.
It was 11.2 is what it was.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then that was a partial payment?
For carpet tile, adhesive, and Luan for the courtroom. Correct.
Okay.
Which I use some of it obviously to order the carpet tiles you see here, and if whatever you don't like, I'm just gonna return because I paid for them.
Right. Okay. Do you have any questions?
My only question is, Susie, do you know where we're at?
What
With
do we
what we had budgeted for the courtroom versus where we're at?
So to date, for the whole courthouse, so not just the
The
courtroom.
whole courthouse is.
Our total courthouse totals to date is $969,427.65.
And we had,
We budgeted, in 2022, we budgeted 250,000 of ARPA and 250,000 casino revenue, so we budgeted.
and we had like 600,000 discretionary for ARPA.
For ARPA, yes, correct.
So basically, we're within about $100,000 now
Of where.
of capping out.
With what remaining?
Well, looks like these for,
I mean, these,
These, some chairs.
outside of this,
Some fans. Wesley, help me think here, what else do we have remaining to that we still have? Oh, well, we still owe more on the pews. I think we've only paid, how much?
so
did we-
that is the amount we paid, not the amount we've approved.
Right, that's, yeah, that's what we've paid to date. So
Right.
we'll still, we only paid half the pews, 50% of the pews, so we still owe another 62,000 on the pews. And the carpentry work, the whole that was 50%. We paid 50% of his contract.
Which was how much?
His total was 122,500.
there's 60, we still owe him another 12 or something
Right,
on the,
yeah, cause we paid him, Gail was right, we paid him about 11,000. His initial payment was
so
11,000.
72.
75 plus this puts us at about 80. 80, so we got
So
about,
you're gonna have to ask council.
not, so we've got another 40 or 50 left?
Oh,
I don't
well, you have
think so.
62 on just the,
No.
Yeah, so I was like a 60 plus his 12.
plus his 12, and then,
72. We've got another 10 for the ceiling up there that we haven't approved yet.
that was, I talked to him today, that was actually part of his original. It was just $260 over. Now, he still does have the cornice to do, so we will be slightly over, but not as much as we had initially thought.
Okay, so that'd be the one time. So 60 on the construction, approximately 12 on his part, that's 72. How much on the pews?
The pews were, that was the 60, that was the original 60. That was, because the pews are all part of his carpentry bid. So his total bid was
So he's
122.
doing ADA compliance and all that?
Yeah, he's doing the pews, the ADA compliance. His total contract was 122,500,
Okay.
and that included the pews.
Okay. For 60, 12, 72. Whatever on the ceiling, 5.
And then, of course, our monthly scaffolding rental that we continue, which is 2,700.
How much?
2,700, 2,710 to be exact. $2,710.
That's 82, and then you have
for chairs.
8, you're at 90.
Oh,
So we're about 90.
so, yeah, we still have to order the fans. All the louvers upstairs in the courtroom, I don't know that, they either need to be scraped and painted, or we need to order replacement ones, cause they were
They
obviously.
recommended we go with
Oh,
a plastic to where it wouldn't stick like it did the metal, wouldn't condensate as much.
so a different material altogether.
Whether we do that or not, that's up to us, I guess.
On the
Oh,
louvers.
the diffusers?
The diffusers.
Oh, okay. So I mean, we're gonna be right up.
You're right
against-
at it.
You're right at it, give or take. 10 or so.
Okay. I just wanna have a general idea.
I totally understand. Also, I told Susie this morning, especially because there's a lot of moving parts. I'm okay with coming to every meeting if you need me to. Whatever you guys need, just call me. I'm always available. I only have a 2-block drive, so I'm always available. So if you ever have any questions or anything, always feel free to reach out.
I got a question for you.
Yeah,
When we gonna get our baseboard or whatever you call it down upstairs?
February 10th.
February the 10th.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Friday? Is that Friday?
Yep, that's when it comes in from Lowe's, is February 10th. Apparently, 6-inch baseboard is a little hard to come by.
Are they gonna move into the clerk's office when you do this, or has that been determined? The treasurer's office?
I do not know.
I believe Wesley has talked to both of those parties
They said both parties agreed whatever they need to do.
while they're fixing that wall and
Right.
so forth.
So you're gonna move everything out of there? This 25, or 3,200 includes you moving everything, or?
Are you talking about the treasurer's
furniture.
office? Yeah, we can move it. I mean, I'm not gonna be calling the weeds on something like that. Whatever you
Because
need
there is
to
a vault
move.
back in there that isn't gonna be light.
Do they need that?
Jamie's got a lift, he's.
Maybe it is. I'm just asking, I mean, it doesn't, it's not gonna matter to me, I'm just
You're talking about a pallet jack, yeah, to move the vault or whatever,
There's a vault inside the vault.
gotcha, a safe inside the vault. okay.
Yes, there you go.
That might be a situation where it gets moved out just enough to put tiles down and move right back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll be happy to bring the pallet jack down. and
Okay.
Move it out.
But as far as moving stuff around, moving stuff out, we don't mind doing that. That's, I assume, whenever I paint someone's house, I assume I have to move stuff,
Yeah.
so.
You ready?
And
I make a motion to approve trash safe painting and pressure washing, to recarpet the treasurer's office, along with removing the wet wallpaper from the treasurer's office and commissioner's office, and re-prepping and painting the walls to match, total amount $3,450.
I'll second that motion. I got a motion by Jamie, a second by Grant to approve tri-state painting and pressure washing for the interior carpet work and paint in the amount of $3,450. All in favor?
Aye.
I talked to the plaster guy, he told me to give that about a week, what he just did today in the treasurer's office. Yeah, I can come back in and paint all that. So,
What, he skim it or something?
he did, where the wall met the brick, I dug it out for him, and he come back and skimmed it for us. So we wouldn't have any boards against the wall or anything, it would all just look seamless. So, I'll come back in next week and paint that.
Okay, thank you.
No, thank you all.
And, yeah, no need to come to every meeting, but if we've got something we need to bid or
Yeah,
quote,
you
we'll
have
definitely
questions
let you
or
know.
any, just call me, my phone's always on me, so.
Alright, thank you.
Thank
And
you.
then I guess you need some feedback from us tonight when we wrap up.
Yeah, or tomorrow, I mean, I'll be here tomorrow too. I actually just finished, framing up the third floor, for drywall, so I'll be hanging drywall up there tomorrow. So
Okay.
I'll be around
Well,
all
if
day
we're here,
tomorrow.
unless you've got, you wanna look at the carpet.
I just didn't look at it tonight.
Yeah, we'll look at it when we're done.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
And then you have those chairs.
Sure, the
Okay,
chairs.
so the same manufacturer that is making the pews, submitted a bid for chairs for the, jury area. As we found out that the chairs need to be a certain size to allow for the 14 to be in the box and for people to be able to get up in the different levels comfortably. So with that,
That's because of the 7 and 5 instead of 6 and 6.
yeah, it's 7, 5, and 2, right, is how it's situated, 7 up top, then 5, and then 2 is how it's situated, so for people to easily get up and down the various levels,
I
they need
guess
to
I
be
still
no.
didn't understand why it can't be 6 and 6 instead of 7 and 5.
That's the request.
I don't think there's enough room to go 6 and 6 to get around.
So it's not symmetric. It's not the same distance on each side.
Yeah, if you get 6 and 6, you can't get
Can't get
around
up
to
to-
get to the back
right.
row.
And this
It's
is,
tight, it's doable.
this is
but it's tight.
consider, we already got an original quote, right? That was a different quote for those chairs?
Those were other chairs now, but those did not, they can only be up to 22 inches wide with the arm handles, right?
Yeah.
Armrests.
15 foot, 2 inches.
Right.
And they were a lot more expensive than this, I think. Weren't those like
Oh,
$800?
those, you mean the ones they have now?
There was something that we got, was like $800 chair that was like absolutely not.
To get what they got right now.
Right.
Okay.
To go back with exactly what they have now, it's about an $800 chair, but they're willing to make this chair with oak wood, matching the stain that the pews will have.
Yep.
And going with the same fabric that the pews have, the chair would be about $240
Perfect.
each. The hope would be that he would be able to get these on the same truck with the pews. If not, there will be an $850 shipping charge or freight charge.
So that's when you say hoping on the same truck, that means fit, not timing.
Both, I think, both. Timing too.
Because we have no control over the timing.
Yes, and so
He
when I
does.
asked him, this will be about the same time as the pews, and the pews we ordered back, the first of the year, or I think at that last meeting of December 27th was the last, so they said about 3 months then, these are also about 3 months out, so unless they're able to
Move it
rush
up.
these.
Okay.
My guess is the timing may not fit, but he, again, like I said, I'm gonna hope, my hope is that I can ship them on the same truck.
got some control over that, so.
So.
Or one of them will sit there.
I can't imagine all of the benches will fit on one truck anyway. There's. how
Oh, so
many
you
of them,
think it's
18?
probably more of a,
Well, cut down now.
we cut down too, so we're 18, not 20, right?
Yeah.
And they're 18 foot long, right?
Mm,
20 or 18?
Yeah, they would be. Yeah.
And this is 20 chairs.
Oh, well, I guess he could decide whether they'll fit on one truck or two, they'll need to.
He says if unable to fit on truck with benches, shipping at $850.
Yeah, so I interpret that as
Right.
they won't fit, not that they won't be on time.
Mhm.
So if they're not on time, then who picks up the 850?
So I'll confirm with him, but I assume it's the county that would have to be charged the $850. But I
Or
would.
we have to, he holds on to one until the other one's done.
What's the name of this company?
This is Covenant Manufacturing, they're, out of Ozark.
Oh, I see it.
Top left.
Yeah.
He came that night with Darren on the 27th, I believe that was.
Yeah, I remember.
I make a motion to approve Covenant Manufacturing for the juror chairs for the courthouse renovations in the amount of $4,800.
I'll second that motion. Got a motion from Jamie, second by myself, to approve Covenant Manufacturing for the juror chairs in the amount of $4,800. All in favor?
Aye.
Grant, there should be a place for you to sign there. Do you see it there? at the
Yes.
top?
Okay. That's everything on the agenda. Susie, do you have anything else?
No, the only thing I have is the next meeting because of the holidays on a Tuesday. So it'll be
Tuesday, the
February
21st. Yes. Gail, do you have anything?
I have the financial statements from the community foundation, I don't know if I got this to you guys, emailed it to you guys or not.
I don't remember it.
How far it is.
We don't need to do anything with it, right?
No, it's just.
It's just FYI.
Yeah.
Okay, Anthony, do you have anything?
Yeah, I forgot the bridge on Fairview Road, Bridge 4. Start work on it March 1st. That road will be shut down. That culvert.
When is that being done?
March 1st.
Yes, sir.
I just wanna take a minute to thank Susie. Tomorrow's her last day. I wanna take a minute to thank her for all of her hard work and dedication to the people of Switzerland County. She's been a huge asset to the county, a huge asset to the commissioners. I don't think we could have selected a better person, to fill that position. Certainly couldn't have selected a more dedicated and hardworking person. She's gonna be truly missed by myself. I'm sure I can speak for everyone else, but I'll let them speak for themselves. But Susie, I appreciate everything you've done, wish you the best of luck, and can't thank you enough for everything you have done.
And I thank you all for the opportunity. Thank you.
Yeah, and I would second that. I mean, everything that Jamie just said, but I think that also the work that you've put in for some of the very large projects, specifically the courthouse and a number, the list goes on to the number of projects that you've saved this county money. Time and time again, you've brought us options and brought us alternate path that has saved this county hundreds of thousands of dollars. So we appreciate you not only as the county, but also those, that as we manage our budgets and have allowed us, I think, to do more with what we have. So, yeah, best of luck to anything you do, and thanks for all your help, and we appreciate the time you've committed to helping us in a transition, once we get somebody in the role, so thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay. And then John or anybody else have anything?
I think that one, when we're all done with this, do we still need to get back with Destry? Do we owe him?
No, we made his final, Destry.
Our consultant.
Our, we gotta do that last
I
test.
think I think in his scope of work, he had a final, there was a final walkthrough inspection, was there not?
The final testing.
Test,
Yeah.
every test.
Mhm.
I don't know what they.
So there will be some,
Some calls.
but I don't think it'll be.
Yeah, that was, I believe, pretty minimal.
Yeah.
But, and then I don't know how much of that was included
Included in the original
scope of work.
15,000, wasn't it? When his original bill 15,000.
Well, his contract was, when he was here all day, it was, I think you're thinking about the Bennington Warfield contract.
Maybe I
It
am.
was much less. He
Yes,
had,
it
he
was
had,
not.
he had
It
an
was-
hourly rate
right,
that I
right.
think we,
No, it wasn't 15,000.
under $1,000, I think, for that.
I don't
day.
have it in front of me, so I can't speak to it, but it wasn't 15,000. I think that was the, Bennington, project,
Yes,
engineering contract.
I think it's probably, I think we had an hourly rate.
I
so,
think you're right. Mhm.
Yeah, so it was.
Like, I know that first day he was here with all of you all during those meetings, it was like $1,500, but that included maybe mileage too.
So, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, the answer, I think we'll get with him at some point to do that, for sure. Okay. I don't have anything else. That-
Make a motion to adjourn?
I'll second that. Got a motion by Jamie, second by Grant for adjourn. All in favor?